you want to be an amateur strongman promoter? Well, you've come to the right place. I'm going to help you. Alright? I'm going to help you through a lot of things through this entire series. But, so here's the deal. Episode 2, we are here. We're going to talk about events. We're going to talk about the venue. Alright? So those are two very important things. Obviously, I want to say probably some of the most important things to get to your promoter adventure off of the ground. Tough things, but at the end of the day, you got to do them, right? So here's the deal. Our first contest we ever did, we didn't have crap for equipment. We had some things, but we didn't have everything. We borrowed a lot. Actually, we borrowed a ton of stuff, but that's what made it special. That's what made it part of the fun, right? Is having friends in the community. Everybody wanted to see the success of how we started it off. So yeah, that was a big thing. So you're always going to have an overhead. You're always going to have a deadlift in a contest. Now, what those are is totally up to you. Whether it's for reps, whether it's for max, whether it's a frame, an axle, a regular bar, a deadlift bar. We've done the silver dollar deadlift. You always want to have something different in there as much as you can. Whether you're going to have a medley of deadlifts, we've done that. With medley of overhead, we've done that. So yeah, there's all sorts of different things you can do in there. So those are two of the events you're always going to have. You're always going to have a loading event, right? Whether it's Atlas stones, which everybody loves, old school strongman, whether it's kegs, right? You're going to load kegs, or sandbags, and it could be some random loading event. Like if you ever watch World's Strongest Man, they'll have a plethora of things, maybe a tire included in that. This year they had truck parts from a monster truck included in that. So those kind of things, just different random things you can either load onto a platform, load over a yoke bar. So yeah, there's different things that you can do there. Then you're going to kind of throw in some different stuff, I think. I think you're going to have some sort of moving event, whether it's a sandbag carry for distance, a Husafell carry for distance, or just a Husafell down and back. Could be a medley in there with a Husafell sandbag, Husafell keg, sandbag keg, or like I said, any piece of anything. Could be an Atlas stone carry. That would kind of suck, but some of the random side events that you could have, squats, which you see big in World's Strongest Man. You don't usually see a whole lot of squat events in amateur shows because, quite frankly, they're a pain in the ass to reset. We did that at CNY Strongest 2, I think. What a pain in the ass to reset, right? And especially, that's a lot of wear and tear on your judges, and judges and volunteers, and you got to remember, you're not paying these people to do this stuff. They're doing it because they like you and they're your friends, or they just want to be involved. So yeah, that's definitely a tough one. And overhand truck pull, we've done that. Truck pull into yourself, or being harnessed into the truck, we've done both of those things. That's kind of different events. If you happen to have a fingal finger, we don't. I've done it in a contest though. I'd love to actually have that in one of my contests. That's one thing that I'm on the lookout for. It's some fingal fingers. Also, maybe you can go with fingal finger. You can go. We've done a Hercules hold. You can do those in a contest. A front hold in a contest. There's so many events that you can possibly pull. Or maybe you just create something brand new that nobody's ever done before. We have done a log bench and an incline bench, where you have to pick the log up off the ground into your lap, clean it to your chest in a bench, and then press it. I want to say that was pretty cool. I don't know if I do it again. I might do it again because there really isn't that much wear and tear on the judges in that or the volunteers. So that could be one. The squat, the only way I would do a squat again is if I actually had the actual setup for it. So that's, whether it's, what you see at World's Strongest Man, where the kegs are in it or dropped in it, and it's already set, and then you just have to reset. It's a tough deal outside of that. But yeah, then you're going to have maybe some sort of medley event, and it could be a bunch of different things. So 5 events, you're always going to have at least 3 of them are going to be staples, right? Overhead, deadlift, loading. The other 2, they could be up in the air for you to pick. So those are just some of the event end. If you're going into being a promoter, know what kind of equipment you have and what kind of things you can pull off, and just make it happen. I can tell you right now, I've run into the 11th hour where I'm filling kegs the day before a contest. That's not fun. But You got to do it, right? You got to make, because I procrastinate sometimes. I know you can't imagine that. But so here's the deal on the venues. So your venue, right, is just basically at the end of the day, for us, it's been people that I know, and contacted and said, hey, I'd love to put a contest. How we got in with Edge the first time we did it, we were going to do it at Ryan's first original gym, and then he ended up saying, hey, listen, I'm going to be moving. I got this other spot. It's not built out yet. Maybe we could do it in there. So then he talked to the person that owned the building that he was moving into, the landlord at the time. It was wide open. It was empty. It was awesome. I mean, that first event we did was just amazing. And every event that we've done has had some sort of different amazing thing happen within it. Whether we've had cancer survivors compete in strongman, we've had older people compete in strongman, we've had an engagement, right, happen at a strongman where my man Shane popped the question to our friend Miranda at the end of a strongman competition. So those are the really cool things that are going to happen within the contest. But to pick a venue, it was wide open at Edge. There was nothing in there. Everything happened inside. We happened to set it up so that people just moved around to each event. We didn't have to change over anything. That was cool. That was probably one of the funnest events. Just the atmosphere, right? And everything, like I said, has a different sort of atmosphere to it. So when you go to look at a venue, it's tough. First, it's cost, right? It's what you're going to be able to afford to put into it. Now, we're lucky enough that we take 20% of what we make. We offer that to the venue. They say yes or no. That's how we go. Now, some of those bigger venues, if you want to do something at a hotel or something like that, that's going to be pricey, man. I'm going to tell you right now, we got offered to do one at our convention center here in Syracuse. They wanted $2,000 right off the top. And I'm like, look, man, $2,000 out of my price range. Sorry, can't do it. But we've had some awesome gyms that we've worked with. And then being on from Edge to Hercules to Blood Iron Barbell now, and then being able to use 41 Sports Center is awesome. There was plenty of space in there. We had it set up. We ran lanes just like they would run at Nationals, so that was cool. Minus the deadlift. Always the deadlift. You never have enough pieces of deadlift. You do something special like a silver dollar deadlift we've done, or an 18-inch. You never have enough of those pieces. But so that's always been cool like that. And then you can always do an outdoor venue. That's tough if you're looking to make cash off a door. That's a tough deal if you're doing outdoors, obviously, whether it's a parking lot or under a pavilion or maybe at a park. Who knows, man? If you can't find a place, you can get a park and they'll let you do it. Hey, do it away. Have fun with it, right? So just some of the things that you need to, this is your start. This is where you're going. You're planning a contest. You got to have your events. You got to have your venue. And they kind of go hand in hand depending on what kind of space you have. Do you need to put a tent outside? We've done that at Edge before. We had a tent outside to do the car deadlift under, and the Conan's wheel. That's another event you can have in a contest. A Conan's wheel, very cool. So yeah, if you have the pieces of equipment, you use them. So I think that's kind of, we've been lucky enough to beg, borrow, deal on everything that we've had all the way up until now. And every contest, we take some of the dollars that we make, and we take that and buy new equipment, because that's the biggest thing. Just upgrade, 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 upgrade until you feel like you have enough of everything. And I'm at a point where I don't think you can have enough of everything. So hopefully that helps you in your beginning of your journey. So you want to be a strongman promoter, episode 2.